Hello, I'm gay. I've always been gay. I'm always gonna be gay. It's Pride Month. I'm going out tonight with my trans friend, and I don't know. I just felt compelled to talk about this. I finally feel comfortable and confident to be able to talk about it, so I'm gonna talk about it. Margot might be gay too. I don't know. If she is, I still love her. I still love the puppers. Good girl. So, I have not been out of the closet that long. And I would even say I'm not fully out of the closet. I knew that I was not straight at a pretty young age. One of my earliest memories of me questioning my sexuality was when my brother made me a MySpace. So I have an older brother and we have a pretty big age gap. He is 8 years older than me. He created a MySpace for me when I was, I think, 11 years old. I might have even been 10. And one of the questions on MySpace asks what your sexual orientation is. And he just put heterosexual and he didn't ask me. Like he's assuming that I'm straight. And I remember thinking, I don't think I'm straight. Like I am pretty attracted to girls. But of course I didn't say anything. I just kind of kept that to myself. My brother is creating me a MySpace when I'm fucking 11 years old because we have no parental supervision. Sorry, Mom, but it's true. But yeah, that was one of my first memories of being like, I might not be straight. I never openly told my friends that I was attracted to girls until maybe like around 18, 19 years old. And even then, I remember telling my best friends that were girls and being worried that they would think that I'm attracted to them. And it's just like, that's not how it works. Like, that is not how it works at all. And especially like when you're friends with them. Like you are so friend zoned, like you know shit about your friends. And like, I'm not attracted to the friends that I told that I was bi or / pansexual, whatever. They accepted me. But I was just always worried that was something in the back of their mind, and then, I don't know. My first experience with a girl, I was like 18, 19 years old. When we kissed, I knew that I, for sure, was not straight. Kissing a girl is magical. It's so magical. It is so much better than kissing a man. Like, I could kiss a girl all day long. It's so soft, it's so sweet, it's so sensual. Part of the reason why I was closeted for so long is because my family is generally pretty conservative. There's one specific moment that made me go into the closet even further. Years ago, me and my best friend, her name is Emily, we married each other on Facebook as a joke. And that did not go over well in my family at all. So what happened was, I guess I was friends with a distant cousin on Facebook, which I did not realize. Emily had just gotten out of a long-term serious relationship. I don't remember why we decided it would be a good idea to marry each other on Facebook. I have no idea. Emily's my best friend. There's absolutely nothing going on between us, strictly only friends. We married each other on Facebook for whatever reason, I can't remember. And it just started trickling through my family because of this distant cousin that I was friends with on there. So I guess this cousin just happened to be at my great-grandmother's house, who was in her 90s. This distant cousin did not know me very well, and she's like, mentioned something to my great-grandma, like, oh, is Alyssa dating a girl? And my great-grandma calls my grandma, like her daughter, tells my grandma what's going on. My grandma calls my mom, and I just happened to be with my mom. My grandma calls my mom, and she's like telling her like, Alyssa's married to a girl on Facebook. My great-grandma and my grandma thought that that was so not funny, and how terrible would it be if people thought I was actually gay. And from that moment on, I was like, I cannot tell my family that I like girls, like ever, because they made such a big deal about it, and they acted like it would be awful if people just mistakenly thought that I liked women. My great-grandma and my grandma They're older. Older generations are typically pretty conservative. And I'm sorry, I didn't even say what my sexual orientation was. I don't know. Like, I like everyone. I like men. I like women. I like trans people. I like people who identify as non-binary. I am pretty open to dating whoever. I have never seriously dated a woman, and it's not because the opportunity wasn't there. It's just because, like, nothing just progressed with the women that I did date. If I was serious about a girl, I would definitely not hide her from my family. I would definitely tell my family. I don't think my grandma would take it too terribly bad. I'm also just not dying to tell her either. Coming out, I didn't really just like come out and say it. Like, I got my own house at 24, and I know it's kind of later than other people, but I was financially, not dependent on anyone at 24, and at 25, once I was out of the house a little bit, I made a Facebook post saying, Happy Pride Month, whatever. I'm pansexual, for anybody who doesn't know. I made this stupid Facebook post, and my mom saw it, and my mom called me, and she's like, what's pansexual? That's how my mom found out. My brother found out. I think I mentioned it to him on this trip we took together when we went to Puerto Rico. My friends have known for a very, very long time. My mom and my brother, which is like my closest immediate family to me, that I was nervous about telling, really haven't known that long, maybe a couple of years now. My brother was just like, oh, I didn't know that. And my mom just called me and she's like, what's it mean to be pansexual? And we just talked about it, and I kind of go back and forth. I'll say I'm bisexual, I'll say I'm pansexual. Personally, I identify more closely to being pansexual. Pan technically means all, and bi means two, which I know it's not limited to just two genders, but they're so similar in my head, so I just change them. I just say either one. Pansexual is like a newer term, so a lot of people aren't familiar with it. So if it's like an older person, I'll say I'm bisexual. If it's someone my age, I'll say like I'm pansexual, or like whatever. Like I'll just say I'll date whatever. I'll date whoever. I don't care. I like people that are nice to me. One pretty frustrating thing about being whatever I am is that I feel like I have to really like validate my sexual orientation. Even my friends that find out that I am not just attracted to men will be like, well, how far did you get with a woman? Or how far did you get with anyone else? They're talking sexually. It doesn't fucking matter. If I tell you that I'm not straight, and if I tell you I'm attracted to more than just men, then you should accept that as an answer and mind your own fucking business. It constantly feels like I have to defend myself and prove that I am not straight. I know what I feel. I know what I am. And I shouldn't have to fucking prove myself. I feel so much better about telling my closest family members. There's still a large part of my family that does not know. It's not that I'm necessarily trying to hide it. It's their fault for assuming. No one ever asked me if I'm straight. I feel like we should just fucking assume that everyone's gay. Probably won't go out of my way to tell the rest of my extended family that I like other genders, but if they find out, they find out, which was kind of the point of me making that Facebook post. It's public, it's out there. She does this all day. She wants attention. Hello? Do you want to go maybe to the dog park? Or maybe we could hit up Gigi's and maybe go to daycare afterwards? Do you have room for another one at daycare? Can they go swimming and go for hikes? And go on walks? Lots of walks? And they have cookies over there? And those dogs are hungry? Oh my goodness, they're hungry? She's too precious. I'm really upset that I suppressed so much of my identity for such a long time. That's just so fucked up that I lived like that. Goodbye. Have a good Pride Month.